So, welcome to the second part and this Origintrail due diligence / project analysis. And in the first part, I talked about the fundamentals. If you have not seen that, click the link up here, as this is a very important part to evaluate a project. So don't skip this one. This is probably the most important one. But now we're continuing with the finance and economics, the Finomics of the TRAC token. At the time of research, the token was priced at $1.61. And it's important to note here that the fees are paid in TRAC. So there's additional demand for TRAC, as TRAC is used to pay fees. And it's an ERC20 compatible token, which is a very beneficial thing, as that means that the TRAC token is compatible with Ethereum wallets, which also makes the application, the usage of TRAC or Origintrail much more easy, as you don't need an extra Origintrail wallet or something. You can probably hold this in most Ethereum wallets. But what can you actually do with the token? That's an important point. And with the TRAC tokens, it's used on two sides. On one side are the data providers. Well, they use TRAC to store the data. And on the other side, we have the data users. They use TRAC to read the data. So there's great utility in the TRAC token. And as long as, and this means that the price of TRAC should rise with increased adoption, because the price is a simple supply and demand function, and with increased adoption, supply should stay the same, but the demand for the token should rise, as you would need it to store data on Origintrail and to read data on Origintrail. So this the utility of the token here looks very good. And coming now to the maximum supply, we have 500 million. Of that are 368 million circulating, so we have untapped inflation of about 26%. This is important to know. So the TRAC could be still diluted by another 26% in the coming years. If this is likely or not, well, it will not come all at once, but probably come within the next 10 to 20 years. Those remaining 26% of tokens will be brought to the market. Well, the market cap is about almost 600 million US dollars, and it's ranked at spot 182 in all cryptocurrencies and tokens ranked by market cap. And if we look at the fully diluted market cap, so with maximum supply, it would have a market cap of about 800 million US dollars if the price is at 161, like while I was doing the research here. That would rank it at about 155. So we can see that the Origintrail is already in the top 200, and it's probably approaching yeah, well, it's at 182 at all tokens, and it might rise in the future if the price goes up. And for looking, and another important thing to look at are the token holders, so who's holding the tokens. There are many ways that can influence the market, can crash the market if they cash out all at once. And for Origintrail, I only found two whales that hold more than 1% of the supply, and this information is according to the blog. Check out their website if you sign up for them. I think it's like $10 you pay for the membership, and then they give you those statistics and insights about token holders, holding duration, to which we come soon. Looking at the investors, there are 153 investors who control about 0.1 and 1% of total supply, and I think all in all, these numbers of token holders is very diversified. It's very good, so we have not too many wallets that are holding too much of the token supply here of TRAC. Continuing, we want to look at the holding duration. So if people use TRAC, how long do they hold it? Do they see it as an investment and hold it for longer than a year? Are they selling it within a year, or are they selling it within a month? And the holding duration is kind of long. It's around 1.1 year, on average, and yeah, this is a very good sign. If people are holding the token for a long time, that means that there's less selling pressure. As for the guys and girls who are holding the token only for less than a month, that means that they're trading with it, and as this is not a negative thing per se, it might, if a lot of people are only holding the token for a short period of time, this could probably you could maybe assume that this is just a pump and dump, whatever, but this doesn't seem to be the case with Origintrail, as most of the token holders, they're seeing the long time value in the project, and that's why they're holding it for quite a while. And now another thing I want to look at are the net flows. So where's the money coming? This is out of flows into exchanges and out of exchanges. So if the net flow is positive, then a lot of TRAC tokens are flowing out of exchanges into wallets, and if the net flow is negative, the more tokens are going into exchanges or flowing into exchanges from wallets. And what does that mean? Well, that means that if the net flow is negative, that means that there might be more selling pressure on the tokens, as people are preparing to sell their token via a centralized exchange. And for Origintrail, the net flows are neutral, so the inflows and outflows of balance of on the exchanges, they cancel out, but it's slightly negative. It would be better if it would be positive, because that would mean that people are holding the token longer and they could not sell it that quickly and easily, which means there is less pressure on the selling side, and if more pressure on the buying side, if people are going to deciding to buy this token, and yeah, if there are less sellers on the market, then the price will go up quicker, as if there are a lot of sellers that are trying to cash out, the price will probably go down if the selling side is bigger than the demand side for this token. And next I wanted to look at the allocation. So what was the allocation after the token generation event? And 50% of the token was distributed via a pre-sale and a crowd sale. 23% are reserved for team founders and advisors. They reserve 22% for development and 5% for liquidity. This is, I think, a fair and good allocation. Nothing bad here, so to say. And because I really like that they are distributed 50% of the tokens, so all these tokens are already in the market, so the inflationary potential of 26% is probably coming from the team founders and advisors, or development, or from those two allocations here. Maybe a little bit from the pre-sale and crowd sale. I don't know what the vesting schedule was there, but most of the token is already unlocked, and that means that you don't have a lot of selling pressure coming in the future. Only 26% of untapped inflation that could be faded out over the next 10 or 15 years if it's used for development or from the team. Coming now to the price analysis, the pre-sale price was around 10 cents, and on the first day of trading, the price was 30 cents per TRAC token, and this was in February of 2018. So the token is actually not a new one; it's trading for quite a while, and its all-time low was on March of 2020, where it was below 1 cent, so it's 0.003 cents. It's really kind of low, and I envy everyone who bought in here, because at its all-time high the token reached about $3.50. That was on the 3rd of November this year, and currently it's at $1.61. But what are the price expectations in 1 year? So I think the lowest expectation to have here is about $1. You could also say that the lowest expectation here is about $2, but in a real worst case scenario for this project, I assume the token not to go back below $1 for a substantial amount of time in the future or within 1 year. I think about $2.50 is like a good expectation that you can have about this token. That's, in my opinion, probably definitely be reached within 1 year. This would give the project a market cap of about 920 million US dollars, which is quite substantial. But as this project is bringing so much utility to the to companies and to the blockchain ecosystem or to the cryptocurrency ecosystem, I think yeah, 920 million market cap is pretty much reachable, and it can also go higher. So I think in the best case scenario, Origintrail will surpass its all-time high and will rise up to $4.50 within 1 year. I'd give it a market cap of about 1.6 billion US dollars, which is a substantial market cap. But if they are really delivering on their promises, and if they are really bringing increased utility to the supply chain, if they are able to bring blockchain supply chains into corporations, if they are the standard that's going to be used in the future, then this is very much reachable. But this is a very optimistic expectation to have here, so don't get your hopes too high, but I think about $2.50 is definitely be reachable within 1 year. Looking at the correlation to Bitcoin, so according to Into the Block, it has a 30-day price correlation of 0.67, which is fine. So it's not that much correlated to the Bitcoin, which is always a good sign that tokens are having their trading on, let's say, their own and not just blindly following the Bitcoin, because, well, they are not that much correlated to the Bitcoin if they provide value that is not the same as Bitcoin, so to say. So if Bitcoin moves up, the whole crypto market moves up, and it's very much correlated to the Bitcoin, then you could say, well, Origintrail is just going with the market, and it seems that it's not just going with the market. It seems that it has at least some value proposal for investors on its own. All in all, we have about 15,000 addresses, and of these are 1.3% active. That is not that much, and I think this is a number that will increase substantially in the future when Origintrail is going to be adopted in the industry and in the cryptocurrency world. And we have around 200 transactions per day, and this is also very low, so we can see we're still at the beginning of Origintrail's utility, and if they really manage to bring increasing utility, then this is also something that should rise. And if the transactions increase and the addresses increase, also the demand for the token increases, and this token price should increase. And as said before, the average holding time is about 1.1 year. Which is good. So all in all, the Finomics are also good. No red flags here. I really like that there are only 2 whales and only 153 investors that have 0.1 to 1% of the supply. So, and also the holding duration is kind of long, and that's why I'm very fine with the Finomics of the TRAC token. Alright, so that was the second part of the due diligence for Origintrail. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and leave a comment with your feedback below. I'm always happy to read that. And then there's nothing left for me to say except see you guys in the next part.